Hello friends, I'm Christopher. Welcome to my workshop. In this video we're going to be unboxing and assembling this wonderful self-watering rolling tomato planter pot with trellis. That's quite a title. And then we'll get it full of soil and we'll have some ideas for what we want to plant in it this season. So here we go. I didn't expect to be doing a lot of unboxing things on this channel lately, but I find myself getting packages and this seems like a logical thing to do. So first off, let's crack it open. Oh, before we do, just look at that nice drawing on the side of the packaging. Shows you exactly what's inside. I like that. Always feels like Christmas. Right on the top, we've got a little bit of instructions. Tells you what it is. Nice diagrams. Very organic. Set that off to the side. Top of the box says start your plant journey. Oh hi, look at this. Hey, just a quick word to say that if you like this planter or any of the raised beds, anything you see here, go check it out on VEGO. I'm not paid directly by them, but I do participate in their affiliate marketing. There's a link in the description down below. Click that, go to their website. Doesn't cost you any more, but I do get a credit kickback to buy more cool gardening stuff to make more videos for you, and that really helps a lot. Thanks a lot. So, back to wherever we were. Well, yeah, one thing that I've appreciated about VEGO is they've got some nice engineering when it comes to fitting odd-sized things in boxes and making the packaging look nice and be functional. So, let me tip this on its side and pull some things out. Pulling them out and having it facing the camera is always a unique challenge. So here we have some filler cardboard, and this is going to be a piece that we need down the line. This is going to be the water gauge, since this is a self-watering pot. Additionally, on the inside we have a small box. This has some curved poles, straight poles, top poles, flat connectors, and straight connectors. And 4 wheels. This is all the assembly stuff. And it says right on the box that there is a QR code which takes you to a video for assembly. That's nice. Now for the big pot itself, it's actually 2 pieces. Let's pull them both out. So it's a 2-part system, right? Here's going to be your main basin. And here's the basin that you're going to fill. See how there's only one direction that it can go on as the handles slot in here. You can see it a little bit better over here. I can tell already this is going to be a slot for the watering gauge, and there's lots of drainage holes on the bottom, so I can keep cycling that up to the top. Should be pretty cool. So let's get this trellis assembled. Just kidding, before we do, we have a gauge over here, but what does this mean? 30, 60, 90, 30? We'll find out soon. The first piece of the puzzle is to attach the wheels on the bottom. They came in the bottom of one of those bags, and actually they're super straightforward. Let me do a close-up here for you. Here's the wheel. See how nice that is? And there are no attachments that you need. You simply push it into place and it fits. I like that. Now if you're going to keep it in one place always, you don't really need to bother with this, but I'm going to have them in there nonetheless. It should be noted that the wheels themselves are on a swivel on the inside, so it doesn't matter what direction you put these in, and it's a nice tight friction fit. They're going to swivel and line up once you get moving. Tip it back over. You're going to take the water gauge and push it into the water gauge hole. It's the only hole where it can go, as you see. Making sure that the clear part is at the top. That's the water meter you're going to read. And again, there's a little rubber gasket at the top, so it's a nice friction fit. Here we have straight poles and we have curved poles. Now listen to this. That's a really nice metal. Slightly anodized. This is great for indoor, outdoor. It is not a cheap thing by any means. And, oh yeah, oh, that's really durable. You gotta put a lot of force to deflect that. So it's gonna stand up to any kind of wind, accidental bumping, accidental tipping over, and your plant certainly isn't going to damage it. That's nice. On the top of the planter are 4 holes, 1 in each corner, and they give you enough of these poles so you can do a total of 3 different levels. Coming from my camera here, I think I'm going to just assemble one for you live, and I'll do the last 3 off camera. And we'll probably have a different location then, so you can see the whole thing, because it's awfully tall. If you have little kids, odds are you've played with Connects or Tinker Toys. This is even a better analog. Just take a look at this connector piece, right? It totally belongs among a Tinker Toy set, but the long pieces are going in the top, and then the curved pieces go along the sides. And of course they're perfectly engineered to be the size of this top, but it gives you a feel from a top-down perspective or from the side how that's going to look. There's enough play here, you don't have to worry, but they twist pretty easily into place. Hello. And you can tell when they've gone in all the way. You can also tell when you need to shove things down a little further. I'll rotate it. Really satisfying. Feels like being a kid or playing with your kids, building a tower. Nothing like it, just the best. Well, that's right up to the top of the camera frame. Take a look. Very nice. There are 4 of these, they call these the top poles, just to top it off. And they all push into one single 4-piece connector. So before we go out, I just want to assemble this to give you a feel what it looks like. Because of course you can make this trellis as tall as you want. 1 level high, 2, or 3. And this is an additional optional piece to top it off. But I like it, and you see all you have to do then is attach it in the open tops right there. I will do that after I get all 3 layers on. Now that this is fully assembled, I just have a few more things to say before we take it outside. It comes with an extra connector, which I think is just a smart idea, right? Wouldn't it suck to get this and a connector was broken in shipping? Well, they've thought of that, so there's an extra piece just in case. And look at how big this is. It's on the floor right now. This is fully assembled with all 3 tiers. And this comes in at just shy of 56 inches. That's 4 feet, 8 inches. That's tall. This is really big. And it's giving me ideas. Like, sure, I'll take it outside this summer and I'll probably plant a tomato in it just to see, you know, how it can look, how beautiful it is, since it is a tomato planter. But do I want to bring this in the winter time? Do I want to plant like a clematis or something in here to climb up and bring some greenery inside in the dreary months? Do I want to try overwintering a tomato plant? Like it makes me think creatively right away, and I love it. It's also really elegant. It feels like it shouldn't be out in my garden. It should be in a greenhouse or on a fancy terrace. It's pretty cool. So now we can go outside. Well, here we are out in the garden, and you can see just per perspective how big this is in a space and how nice it looks. This empty area here is going to be yet another bed that I have yet to build. I'm almost done. You'd think by now, as of filming this, it's the middle of May, and you'd think that the garden would be planted up here in Cold Hardiness Zone 5B. However, it's been a cold spring, and we have had frost as recently as 4 days ago. So one of the key aspects of being a gardener is patience. Anyways, there will be a bed here, it will be filled, and this entire bed I'm going to do tomatoes. And I think I'm going to do a little side-by-side comparison with the tomato trellis over here and the tomatoes in the raised beds right next to them. Exact same sunlight, exact same temperatures. I'll just nestle it in among the red currants back there. But I wanted to show you a wide shot just so you can see where it's going to be. Now I want to bring you on in and show you some of the watering dial features. This is the water level regulator, and I feel no shame in reading right from the instructions. There's a cap on the top of it here. If you're using this indoors, they recommend that you keep it plugged so it doesn't drain off and spill onto your floor. But if you're doing it outside, like I'm going to do this here, I'm going to take it off. That way rainwater, anything that fills up, the excess can flow out and it doesn't, you know, flood the bucket. So you can set it at maximum water capacity to 9 liters. That's right up on the top here at 90. And then when rotating to the left or right, to 90, 60, 30, and 0 positions indicate the highest water level, 60%, 30%, and then the lowest water level, that being 1.5 liters. So that's that's how we're doing this, depending on how dry it's going to be or how thirsty your tomato is, where it is in its life cycle. You want to have more or less water in here, so you're either giving it enough or not giving it too much. That's up to you to regulate, but it changes quite easily, and it's good to note. On the other side of that, let's turn around. It's going to be the water level indicator. Now I'm going to fill it with some water in just a little bit so we can see how this works. But right next to it, this is the lid that you lift, and when you're filling it, you fill inside this instead of directly into the bucket, because this is going to be from bottom watering, so you're encouraging the roots to grow downward, a nice healthy root structure, instead of top watering, encouraging those shallow roots that grow wide. Always best practices, and I like to see that kind of science incorporated into the product. It really adds to the value. Here we are, nestled in and among the red currant. It's not the perfect spot for the rest of its life, but like I said, for our comparison, it's going to be good enough. I'm going to fill it up, depending on what you're planting and where you're planting. Check what kind of medium you want. I prefer to do a mixture of my own devising to keep it the same as the other tomato. It's a mixture of native soil, perlite, a little bit of sand, peat moss, and from the bucket where this came, this also has old potting mixes and things, so it's got a lot of nutrients. Then I'll probably top it off with compost when I plant the tomatoes. All right, let's fill it up. Whee hose. All right, that should do it. Just hose off the outside, make it look all pretty. Ooh. Oh. Rain will do the rest. Hey, why don't you come here? I'll show you the water meter. This is really the final thing to discuss, and I pray that the camera focuses well. But it says full, and then it gives you different percentages of empty, and the bottom says refill. And you can see that there is an indicator right here, this VEGO green at the top of the flagpole, and that rose as we filled it, and as things evaporate, it will drop down. So it's nice and clear to see. When this gets down near the bottom, just fill it up till it's back at the top. You never have to guess. It takes the guesswork completely out of watering, which is great, especially with thirsty tomatoes. Well, it's clear that I really like this. I gotta say, it is easy to put together. It looks really elegant, and I'm excited to see how a tomato grows in this compared to a big raised bed. This would be such a great product for like an open balcony or some sort of a terrace or maybe even a front porch. And I'm really curious how growing something in this indoors is going to work when I try it out over winter. There's so much opportunity with this one cool product. And a neat thing about this was a free gift with purchase when I was buying some of my other raised beds. So that's another perk. Check out the sales, see what's going on, or just straight up get one for yourself. Like I've said before, if you want anything from VEGO, do check out the description, the link in the description below for my affiliate link. Thank you very much. So do you have one like this? Have you used something similar? Let me know in the comments down below. I think it's pretty cool, and I can't wait to showcase it throughout the rest of this growing season. Thanks a lot for watching. Happy gardening. Bye.